has a pretty narrow repertoire, but Jose actually likes to change his repertoire specifically for matches. Like, he plays the French exclusively in 3+0, but first game, he's already surprised Hikaru with the Sicilian.
That is yeah, wow, that is interesting. But I guess we didn't get to see the extent of his E4 repertoire when he played Vladimir Kramnik in a lot of games, because Kramnik was playing the Catalan every single game. And Hikaru plays Queen D4, Queen E3. This is one of these new trendy Sicilians where you can bring out your queen and put it on any of the center squares. Have you dabbled in this?
Oh my gosh, I played this once with white, but with the black, it spread like wildfire. I'm a Sicilian player. Everybody's doing this in blitz. It's unbelievable. At first it was bishop e5 check against the Sicilian. Now everybody's playing this queen e3 line where the queen makes 800 moves in the opening.
Yeah.
And like, it's okay. Like, you can do whatever the heck you want. Why is it that when I do this with white, I just get destroyed? I mean, you have to be very careful, Levy, because a move like b3 is what a lot of people would want to do. That loses the game on the spot.
Yep.
So it takes a lot of skill, but white holds on here.
Now, this has sort of become a very, very weird, can I even call it a Maroczy bind? I mean, generally there's a white knight on d4 and there's a bishop on e3. But does this count as a half a Maroczy with e4 and c4 on the board?
So is this a Mar or is this an Otzi?
Yeah, I like Mar. This is a Mar bind. That's what this is. But we have b3, but the knight's never getting to d4 because black controls that square more than anything else. So what is Hikaru looking for here? Bishop b2, knight d5?
I think that's exactly right. I mean, bishop b2 is already an achievement because part of you, when you're playing black, wants to punish your opponent for, taking so many developmental liberties. But Jose, he puts a knight on d4, trying to play for the initiative, and Hikaru just ignores.
Yeah, he just ignores. We're going to have this trade. Where's that knight on d7 heading? Because maybe it goes e5, c6, and another one appears on d4.
One dies, another replaces it. Okay, you're exactly right.
I don't know. Yeah, castle's knight d5. Like, maybe f4, f5. Not right away because it would hang the king, but maybe now.
It feels like the problem with black's position, black is playing for concrete threats. And eventually the well is going to run dry, the water is going to evaporate, and Hikaru's either going to put a knight on d5 and get a better endgame, or he plays a move like queen e3, and where is black's continual source of counterplay going to come from? Because black is super cramped. This is the problem with the accelerated dragon. It's so darn cramped.
And the game has gone queen d4, queen e3, queen d2, queen e3, queen g3, and now the queen is going to have to move to d. Another queen move, knight b4, queen d2.
Say that 10 times in a row. What is happening?
But the point you made is that the queen just goes around like a pinball, but it's actually black who doesn't have the best piece placement, and then his pieces are going to have to go backwards. And in these types of structures, black wants to play a6, b5, or f7, f5, and in a distant universe, maybe e6, d5, but that's very, very distant right now. And if black can't achieve any of those things, what does he have, really, right?
Bishop d4 again. I have no idea who's playing for the win there.
Yeah, you'd like to think the guy with the pawn on g3, which controls the opponent's king, but here comes that king, and that pawn might be a liability. You don't even know if it's a good thing to have that pawn there.
Exactly. In a pawn endgame, it's definitely a liability. Hikaru's sidestepping the fork on f2, bringing his rook back, a trade. Jose up a pawn levy, but look at how many weaknesses he has.
And he has 2
all
seconds.
The board.
He has 2 seconds. This is exactly how I said, like, I don't know, 20 minutes ago at this point. Hikaru's going to try to win this game, and now he's a pawn up. No, he's not, excuse me. No, he's not, but if he, rook b5, and he will be a pawn up, but they're repeating.
You will be. Inevitably. And Jose is not going to save this. Rook a6, takes a5. Unsalvageable.
Yeah.
Oh.
And it's not even clear what he should have done differently, except not get that low on time. And there we go.
And of course, Hikaru preserves his entire queenside, and he ends up an entire queenside up. Jose, one last attempt here. And Hikaru never misses stuff like that. F3 is the threat. Yeah. Or what? Rook b7?
Why did he not go to h3 with the king?
Ooh, Jose's hitting. You've got to take your hat off to Jose. He's just doing everything he can, but it ain't enough.
No.
It's c7.
c7. And the king will run, and yeah, Jose can't believe it, but we said from the beginning, that is how Hikaru was going to win that game, and he strikes first in this opening match of the 2024 SCC.
And this is the thing, right? It's painful enough to lose a one-off game